Hi, beautiful people. So today I hope to help you with your level for the summer retreat. I'm hoping this video is a little bit clearer than last year to help you really see which level would suit you best. Before we get into the actual combinations, I want to remind you guys that you are totally allowed to level up and level down within your same level. So let's say you choose the intermediate level and you want to make it a little harder. Put things on releve, or if you are in the intermediate level and you need to make something easier, that's totally fine. You're 100% allowed to take charge of your own dancing. This is for you. You are coming for you. So remember that you are totally allowed to do you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can make things harder or easier depending on what you're feeling that day, and none of us will be offended. Also, on the subject of other teachers, remember that everybody kind of has their own leveling system in their head. So teachers are going to be a little bit different and nuanced from level to level. So my intermediate level might be slightly different than Sean's. So within the teachers, we are really going to try and keep it consistent this year, but even then, everybody has their own sort of scale in their head. So again, you're totally allowed to level a combination up and level a combination down. But I'm really hoping this video makes this easy for you to pick the best place for you. All right, so this is Lily Gardner. She is fabulous. We love her so much. I'm a friend's friend. And how we're gonna do this is I'm going to teach her the combinations so you guys can understand exactly how I teach and how other people teach in each level. So it's not just a beginner combination, but how much demonstration you're going to get when learning a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced combination. I do also want to point out that our retreat assistants this year are also going to be acting as demonstrators if you need them within class. So even if you're a little bit worried about memorization or anything, each level will have demonstrators if you want them. Probably in the advanced level, they might even go just with one group or something, but they are there if you need them. So I just want to point that out. So we're going to start with beginner, Tendu. We're going to prepare in fifth, 𝐂𝐸𝐧𝐝 7 and 8. And Tendu and a fifth. And Tendu and a fifth. And Tendu and a fifth. And change the arm. And third, arabesque. And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and change. Let's come to first each time. 𝐴𝐶𝐻 and a side and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 facing en face and tendu and fifth and tendu and fifth. Plie, sous. Now we're on the other side. So tendu and fifth and tendu and fifth. 3 of them. Come to first with the arm, change to your next position. Back and a fifth, and back and fifth, and back and fifth, and change to 𝐴𝐶𝐻. On the 𝐴𝐶𝐻 line, keep changing. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Little pivot to face en face. 2 to the side, changing legs, plie and sous, plie and finish. So one more time. We go. Out, I'm gonna go a little faster. Out and a fifth, out and a fifth, out and a fifth, and change to third arabesque. Same arm as leg. Back and fifth, and back and fifth, and back and fifth, and change to 𝐴𝐶𝐻 on your diagonal. Out and fifth, and out, and fifth, and out, and fifth. Change to en face, front leg, each time, front leg, each time. Plie and sous, plie and stretch. Ready? She's ready. Here we go. So intermediate level tendu. We go one slow, two fast, out and fifth, and one and two. Wait for the one, plie, ton lié, two third arabesque, and back and fifth, and one and two, and one, plie, ton lié, to fifth, écarté, and fifth, and a one and two, tendu, ton lié, other side, and fifth, two tendus and écarté derrière, three fondu, four, pas de bourrée to the other side, and yum bum ba da da da, same music, da 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 da, and arabesque, and back and fifth, and one and two, and one and two, and stay on this line, out and fifth, and one and two, ton lié. This time only two tendus, one and two, three and four, pas de bourrée. Did I do a susu? Sure, susu, calm down. Very real, this is very real. So one more time, out and a fifth, and a one, and a two, and an out on the A. So for intermediate, I do the third repeat faster. Out and a fifth, and a one, and a two. I don't do the full tempo. Out and a fifth, and a one, and a two, and an out on the A. Two more. Fondu, pas de bourrée, add a susu on the end, and fifth. Here we go. Okay, so we're facing this way now because this has a lot of directional changes. So, out and fifth, let me teach you my left so you can see it right. Out and a fifth, and a one and two. 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐝, second arabesque, 𝐴𝐵𝐴 facing back, and fifth. And second arabesque on this line, one, 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐝, third arabesque. Fifth, écarté, and fifth, and one, and two, and out, ton lié, closing front, one tendu, ton lié, back to écarté, 𝐵𝐵𝐴, third arabesque, and fifth, other side, out, and fifth, and one, and two, front, back, pivot to the 𝐵𝐵𝐴, fifth, other side, one, fifth, one, two, brush, front, third arabesque, fifth, écarté, and one, and two, ton lié, only one more tendu before your ton lié, again, 𝐵𝐵𝐴, third. Out and a fifth and a one and a two, da 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 da. Out and a fifth and a one and a two, da 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 da. Écarté, sometimes I teach this fast in advance. Bum, yum, ba da dun, da da dun, da da dun, da da da, and a pivot and a brush and fifth. Let's try. So we're going to stay with the wall behind us. It's easier. Beginner pirouette. Okay. Some people might opt to use a bar. Some people won't. Up to you. Again, you do you. You can make this however you need it to. So, and with beginners also, I also give the option of not turning. So when I teach beginner, you have a lot of choices. So right leg front, we're going to do releve and close back. Releve and close front. Tendu side, rond de jambe to fourth. Pirouette or releve, close fifth. Other side, and two, and three. So sides alternate. Four, tendu, two fourth, releve or turn, and close fifth. That's it. Up and down. And same leg. So those change. Then front leg, rond de jambes to fourth. Bring it to the front of the knee, close it back. That's the key to this one. Up and down, without falling over, sorry. Up and down. Side rond de jambe to fourth, pirouette or releve, close fifth. So one more time, we go right leg up and fifth, and up and fifth. Right leg again. Rond de jambe fourth, bring it front, put it back. That was lucky. Up and down. I don't usually stay that long. And fifth, and side rond de jambe to fourth, and up and fifth. If we're turning, remember, en dehors, you go on your front leg the other way to fifth. Left is on our right leg, up to fifth. So two passe releves, tendu side, rond de jambe to fourth. That same leg comes up, close back. Then we do the other leg. Here we go. So you know, that's how much instruction I give beginner. I make sure we've got it. So if you're in the beginner level, I'll do it a lot, and then you'll still have a demonstrator. So for intermediate pirouette, sometimes I will give balances, sometimes I will give a waltz step. It just depends. So all we're gonna do, balance, I'm gonna go left for your right. We're gonna go balance, balance, front and back, tombe, pas de bourrée to fourth, pirouette, and land across the floor. One, da, 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 two, maybe a waltz, depends on the day. Tombe, pas de bourrée to fourth, pirouette, and land. That's it. So arms, we go across and two, efface, up, one comes up and back, tombe, pas de bourrée right to your fourth, pirouette, land your fourth towards the back legs. We're only going one direction. This would be an across the floor situation. Sometimes I'll give balance, piqué turn. Sometimes there'll be an arabesque in there. Sometimes there might be an en-dedans in there, but nothing too complicated, but the vocabulary is there. Balance, front and a back. Tell me pas de bourrée fourth, pirouette. Okay, advanced. Let me teach it on my left for your right. In the studio, obviously, you're behind me, so maybe I should just do that anyway. I'm just now realizing this. That's okay. We go balance, tombe, pas de bourrée to fourth. En dehors to fourth, détourné to fourth. En-dedans, that leg lands fondu. Pas de bourrée tendu. And 4 piqué turns, and 7 and 8. We can start again. We won't, but you could. So, una más. Let's do this arm. Left to fourth, en dehors to fourth, left arm again to fourth. En-dedans, fondu, and pas de bourrée. To there, piqué, pick up or not, doesn't matter. 5 and a 6. And a 7 and a 8. That's it.
So just side to side.
Also for advanced, just so you guys are aware, sometimes I give step-up turns, sometimes I give like développé, like so advanced I would have a very extensive vocabulary and be prepared to throw in, you know, different turns and different directions and stuff like that. Not usually, but one teacher might have a wild hair and have you like, I don't know, you know, I don't know. Knowing Sean maybe, but anyway. Okay, so beginner little jump. Now beginners with jumps, Again, different teachers, different things. For me, I like to stay very stationary and not travel too much. So this one I'm gonna give you is kind of a combination of what different teachers might give you. I tend to go very slow. Some people use a bar, up to you. But I don't give anything really that complicated beat-wise or anything. It's just a lot of straight up and down. Some teachers give side to side. So that's why we're doing this one. So your right foot is gonna be back. We do glissade, jeté, glissade, pas de chat, 4 change, mazen, fifth, sous. Now we're on the left. Glissade, glissade doesn't change. I'll face the back in a second. Jeté, glissade, pas de chat, a fifth, 4 change, ma in fifth, sous. This is definitely the tempo I give glissade in beginner. We go very slow. So, right foot back. Glissade, left foot stays front. Brush, jeté, land. Then we go the other way. Glissade, right foot in front. Pas de chat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, sous. Now your left leg's in back. We go towards it. Glissade, brush, and a fifth. Brush, jeté. This leg brushes again. Glissade, pas de chat, 2 knees. Changement, 1, 2, 3, 4, sous. So at tempo, one more time, brush your back leg. Glissade, jeté, glissade, pas de chat, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, sous. Now we go left. Glissade, brush, land. Glissade, pas de chat, I'm out of breath. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, sous. So with petit allegro for beginner, that's about the pace I'll go, maybe even slower. Depends on the teacher, but I make sure everybody's good. And again, you have time to think. So we're not doing glissade, jeté, we're doing glissade, jeté. So you have time to think. Intermediate. Here as well, teachers might have a slightly different scale in their head of what intermediate is. For me, especially with intermediate class, I never require a beat. But as we talked about in the intro, to level up, you can add beats if you want. This is a great way to like make it harder if you're in the intermediate class, or don't do beats, so not required. Some teachers will give a 4-count petit allegro, which this one is, and do it over and over. I tend to give sometimes a longer one, but it's still not too dissimilar in its structure. So this is a very like run-of-the-mill great intermediate petit allegro. We go. Glissade and jeté and a pas de bourrée and glissade assemblée and sous to the left and glissade and jeté, pas de bourrée, glissade assemblée, sous. So if you wanted to, not required, but always options to beat, ya da da da, glissade assemblée and sous. Sometimes, like I said, in the intermediate class, I will tack on something extra after we do that much. So like I'll have you do that much, and then I'll put an extra 4 counts on the end of it when you repeat it, but you'll do this part first, if that makes sense. So one more time. Glissade and jeté, pas de bourrée, glissade assemblée and sous. Glissade, pas de bourrée, glissade assemblée and sous. And for demonstrating purposes, intermediates, sometimes with the intermediate and advanced levels, I don't jump. You'll have a demonstrator that does. But like in the beginner level, I'll actually do glissade. But sometimes for intermediates, what it will end up looking like as I'm teaching, glissade and jeté, and you know what I mean? Like sometimes as you advance, the teacher doesn't jump when they demonstrate. Again, you have a demonstrator, but I would say at least with the intermediate class, make sure you're comfy. Like if I don't show you a glissade, you're aware of what that is, if that makes sense. Now I'm only like having Lily, obviously you've seen this far, do it once or do one side or whatever. Obviously, if we were in class, I'd have you repeat it, but she doesn't need to repeat it. Advanced petit allegro. This is the one that if this is still a struggle for you, don't let it throw you off too much. I would say if anything, go by the tendu and the pirouette for leveling, because petit allegro is where it can get, because you're working against gravity, it can get a little like, well, I don't feel like I'm advanced. I would say use this one as like the least of your benchmarks, because again, you can always like change it down rather than change it up. Do you know what I mean? Like modify. And for me with petit allegro, I will read the room in terms of like what I think we might need or where I think we might be. So again, don't let this one be your deciding factor. Most teachers read the room with petit allegro. So we'll kind of see where everybody's at that day. Are we gonna add beats? Are we not gonna add beats? Like, where are we? So if you're like, the other two you got great, and this one you're like, meh, you still might be an advanced dancer, just petit allegro is hardest, if that makes sense. Don't let petit allegro like dash your dreams, is my point. So we're gonna do glissade and jeté and glissade and jeté and glissade ensemble and a changement, échappé, beat right, pas de bourrée, 2 𝐕𝐤𝐴𝐵 en chaque. This is my point. Don't let it throw you. Glissade and jeté, twice. Glissade and jeté, glissade ensemble, changement, part 1, part 2. Échappé, beat, batu. And again, a great way to modify. Échappé, and there. You don't have to do the beat. You don't have to do the beat. It's fine. No one cares. It's great. It's just ballet. Échappé and beat. Piqué pas de bourrée, 𝐸𝐶 towards your front foot, 𝐸𝐶 en chaque. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8. Right leg beats first. Pas de bourrée towards the front en chaque. Give it a whirl. So there you have it. I hope this was helpful. I hope the teaching element of it was helpful. Again, keep in mind, all teachers teach differently. All teachers have a different scale in their head. But this, I would say, is kind of the great benchmark for this in terms of your level. And you can always, within your own class, like opt up or opt down. So if you have any more questions, please reach out to us at sayhi@ksmandfriends.com. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Hope to see you this summer.